Happy 13th anniversary, Bravely Default. Here is my entire collection of Bravely merch, as people have requested in my polls, and some other stuff afterwards like Octopath if that interests you. Let's start with some figures. This is the Bravely 2nd Magnolia Arch statue. It is probably the most impressive piece of the entire collection. I had known of this one's existence for many years, I always wanted it, and only when I started shopping through Bai was I able to finally get one as one of my first pieces of Bravely merch. It's really nice quality, the glaive is separate from her body, and it's just a shame that they never made any other figures to this level of quality or size since. Next up, we have the Agnes Oblige pop-up parade figure. These were done on the side as part of the Bravely 10th anniversary celebration. I only grabbed Agnes not because I like her, but because her figure looked the most like her in-game model, I felt. Also of excellent quality and surprisingly sturdy. Pop-up parade really killed it with this one. Since we're already there, let's keep going through 10th anniversary stuff, because there is a lot. First up, the 10th anniversary bundle. This is one of the few pieces of merch that I got first-hand and not on the secondary market. The first part of this bundle is the tote bag, which normally you'd think is useless, but this particular bag was made of really good material. Like, I'd take this shopping if I didn't want to ruin it. It's very well put together. Next are the Gremlin plushies, as I like to call them, of the first Bravely team. They're pretty small, but very cute. If you see these on the secondary market, do not get ripped off. The entire bundle was about $178 USD, so don't pay a third of that for just one of these. I actually did a whole video about the history of Bravely plushies that you can check out. These two file holders have art from the first game on them, one being of Caldisla, and the other depicting the final boss fight with Ouroboros. They're nice enough. Then we have what is my favorite piece of the entire bundle, a poster board showcasing a massive art piece celebrating all of the Bravely games and their casts, mainline entries and otherwise. It's really gorgeous and the board is nice and strong, almost feels like a storybook of sorts. And for the final part of the bundle, we have this laser-etched glass paperweight of Aerie featuring the number 10 on her wings. Again, for the 10th anniversary celebrations. This thing is absolutely stunning. I always keep it wrapped up to protect it, but I always enjoy looking at it on occasion. Moving along to other 10th anniversary merch, we have the Idea Lee themed watch from Super Groupies. They did a whole run of 3 or 4 of these, and this was the only one I ever saw on the secondary market for a reasonable price, so I went for it. The colors are superb, and if you look carefully, you can see the outline of an airship on the face of the watch. These 6 small envelopes feature the main AR card arts for Bravely Default 1, and from what I can find, these are called Pochibukuro, and can be used to gift people money. I could be very wrong though, or only focusing on a particular case, and they may just be for universal use, but I think that's what they're for. Got this Bravely Exhibition Tokyo sticker featuring Aerie, and I believe there's an Osaka sticker with Anne on it. Bravely 10th anniversary tape rolls, one with the Bravely Default 2 party traveling, and the other features the full cast of Bravely Default 2. 10th Annie keychain. This one's a bit useless now, but it's a 2023 calendar with 2 sides, one with art you can flip through and the other being the actual calendar, so you aren't stuck with an art you don't like for a whole month if that's the case. Then there's this tapestry / long hand towel with the same art as the poster board. I'd like to hang this one up somewhere someday. Brave Bearer fridge magnet. It came out around the same time, can't remember if it's directly related to 10th Annie. And an Aerie hair tie. I had another one that was the face of an asterisk gem, but I couldn't find it. It might be in a pocket somewhere when I needed to tie up my hair one time. Anya's acrylic stand came in multiple pieces that you get to put together. You've also got this still technically usable 10-year diary. It's super sleek and comfortable to hold. Of course, there's the exhibition guidebook with a few unique concept arts I don't remember seeing elsewhere. And we'll end this section off with something really cool, something I wanted as soon as it was revealed. A Sword of the Brave letter opener. Yes, it's small, but it is full metal and just so cool. I love this thing. Maybe someday I'll open your letters with this. Bridging the next two sections, we have the Bravely Default Recorded Journey. This is a vinyl of select songs from the first game soundtrack. The holo treatment is very pretty. I would love to hear this thing sometime. This is still available on the English Square Enix store. Then we got the full OG soundtrack of BD1 and the Bravely Second soundtrack. Now this one has a lot more going on. It makes me think of a K-pop album in terms of quality. You get a bunch of these cover art cards that you can swap between, a very pretty white case with a lot of internal designs. It's great. And then there's the Bravely Default 2 soundtrack. This one also has swappable covers with each of the party members in different class outfits across the 4 CD cases. Really nice, a little slippery and bulky though. Now you may think that's all, but we actually have a few additional discs to cover. First up is the Bravely Default Christmas Collection CD. This one has a bunch of Christmassy remixes of different Bravely tracks. I really like this one and listen to the tracks in my free time, and I think this one is even still sold on the JP Square Enix site. Really recommend checking this out. Then there's the actual J-pop CD for Rio's Great Distance. It's just a small thing with the opening and closing songs of Bravely Second, but I was surprised how large the actual case was. And finally for CDs, we actually have 2 audio dramas. The first is Reunion Festival, and the other one is Eternity Bracelet. I don't know the exact full plot of them, just another on the mountain of Bravely translation projects I have to do eventually, but I do want to cover them someday. Now for various art, we'll start with some small canvases of the OG Anya's art from BD1 and the art book cover art from BD2. These are really nice, and there are many others with more art, but these are the ones I wanted. I was considering the Magnolia one, but I already have many things with that art on it, so I passed. There's the games themselves, of course, BD1, BD2, and the BD1 remaster for the Switch 2. We'll get to my copy of Bravely Second later. Bravely Default 2 cast acrylics. These ones are a little disappointing with just how small they are, but I still love them. For posters, I got this BD2 one, and this really curled up double-sided poster for Great Distance and Bravely Second. Airy face cloth. Thanks, Coma. And also thanks to Coma, along with other stuff throughout this video, I have this full set of tiny postcards from a recent collaboration that was being done in Japan for the remaster release. And one more recent gift from Big K, a 3DS cover case. Yes, this is my original 3DS. I've had this thing for many years, and I'm glad that I can now have this very cool transparent design protected. It doesn't make the handheld too much bigger, which is something I was worried about. It works well. A Gloria plush for all my Gloria plushie needs. I believe she's still available on the Japanese Square Enix site. And also the big Smiling Dia and Ring-a-Bell plushies. I got these on an absolute steal. Only $50 USD together. God bless the person who sold me these. I also stole this one from Ring-a-Bell himself, Dee's Journal. Overpaid a bit, but this is the real deal. A full, no-lined pages notebook of the also awesome plot device of Bravely Default's Biggest Gooner. Really nice. Transitioning from that to the entire books category, we've got the following. Brilliant Light's Player's Guide, Pocketbook of R Volumes 1 and 2, also something I've covered on the channel. The Bravely Default Anthology manga, again, have a video on it. The full Bravely Default manga series, all 4 volumes, another previous video. Now this next one was very surprising. A Bravely Archive Dee's Report light novel. This was for one of these short-lived mobile games. I only found this book because I wasn't finding anything new on Bai under Bravely Default or Bravely Second, so I just tried out Bravely, and this popped up. This will be covered eventually as well, I hope. And as well, Pocketbook of R Second Volumes 1 and 2. Again, I want to do another long-form story analysis of these. The summary I know of sounds kind of interesting. This is from the Bravely Default 1 Collector's Edition, which I don't have, but this is an art album. It's a small hardpaper book full of spreads of all the main art pieces from the first game you know of. Bravely Default 2 Official Guidebook has a few interesting notes on the game that I want to explore more in the future, and the Bravely Default 2 Japanese art book. I never got the English release because it took so many years for Dark Horse to put it out. But I do have the other English release from Dark Horse, the very gorgeous hardcover art book for the first Bravely and some of the other side games. This one is heavy, but it's a great product. Highly recommend. Now, I did a video in the past covering both Bravely Second Collector's Editions, But the audio is total dog shit, so let's look at them again real quick with acceptable audio. This one is the NA version of the bundle and is actually the first Bravely merch I ever bought. It doesn't have a lot, but I dearly love this thing for years. It has a really nice paperback art book for second, a sample CD of the soundtrack, and of course the game itself. That's the copy I played with. As for the Japanese version, it's a bit bigger. The Collector's Pack, as it's called, is absolutely fucking enormous. It has a code for a 3DS Bravely Second theme, I believe. Use Journal, another lineless notebook, a Magnolia Arch phone dangler, the game, which has a very strange foil effect, another sample CD that I believe Rio specially tuned for this bundle, and of course this massive 200 years later light novel. This apparently contains story pertaining to Praying Barrage, so I really want to translate this one. Wait, where's the figure? Oh, no worries. The Pope Anya's figurine is on my shelf, because I really like it. Excellent representation of the in-game model, great quality, and a fair size. I know a lot of people were sad this one wasn't released worldwide. You can only get it from this collector's pack. And to wrap up things before moving on to Octopath, I've got some other trinkets and fan-made stuff. We've got a BD2 coaster from the Artnia Cafe, I believe, a mouse pad of Delvis art drawn by Pigeon Sponge and sent to me by Coma, the BD2 Artnia image on another mouse pad that I actively use, also thanks to Coma, a really nice airy print I bought from Orikawa's on Etsy, 2 cover CDs of Serpent Eating the Horizon and Those Who Gather Stars in the Night by Dthrax. Banger game song cover channel, go check them out. Adele stickers by Pidge, Bravely Default 2 pin from Artnia, Adele and Fairy keychains also by Pidge, and this Summoner Tiz acrylic stand that does this weird thing with its shadows that makes Pidge very scared of their creation. Oh, now these are 2 actual crossover trading cards of Magnolia and Adia from Second. The card game is Lord of Vermilion. D's journal pins from Coma, and an Applin with a knife from Pidge. And last, but not least, t-shirts! This AR card art of Airy from BD1 is actually something I made. I was genuinely surprised this wasn't sold as a shirt design because it works so well, so I just made one for myself. There's also these default and second t-shirts from yearly releases on YT. And that's all the Bravely merch. For Octopath, I have almost the entirety of the Octopath 2 Collector's Edition, save for the actual physical game. The part I always keep out is this amazing collection of busts for each of the 8 travelers. I absolutely adore this piece, they are so cool. Then there's the Octopath 2 art album, same as the Bravely Default one, just a bunch of nice spreads. The Octopath 2 soundtrack analysis is not part of the Collector's Edition, but is a book from the Break and Boost concert written entirely by Yasunori Nishiki himself, is in both Japanese and English, and has him talk about every single song on the soundtrack and what approaches he took when making that masterpiece of music. I also came across this Octopath Traveler 1 light novel. Apparently, it's various stories from the main characters on their journeys. This very nice bag contains all the goodies from the Octopath 2 Collector's Edition, and because I was dumb and forgot to record them, it also came with a Break and Boost album and another one of those file holders, but with a map of Celestia on it. I also purchased the physical album of the entire Octopath 2 soundtrack because, well, you know why. I also have this physical leaf coin. It's made from metal, it's very hefty, and comes in this cute little bag. And also, Tin Pin Oswald. Nice. And finally, one last gift from Coma, a t-shirt for Octopath Champions of the Continent, featuring not only my favorite piece of art from that game of the Bestower of All, but one of my favorite pieces of art in general. Not video game art, just genuinely one of my favorites of all art forms. And since it was for COTC, to bring us back full circle, I have this pixel airy figure thing. It's very tiny. And that's the tour. I got some other neat stuff lying around for Destiny 2, like this King's Fall raid ring, or Warframe with my Mastery 30 pin I got recently, or Limbus Company reviewing the works, Hawkeye Star Rail, Cyberpunk, and more. I hope this was entertaining to you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.